All right, let's talk about it. You're driving along, minding your own business, and bam, the check engine light comes on. Then you get this cryptic code, P2647. What in the world does that even mean? Well, don't worry. We're going to break it all down right here, right now.
You know that little light on your dashboard? It can be super annoying, for sure. But think of it this way. It's just your car trying to talk to you. And in this explainer, we're basically going to act as the translator. We'll figure out exactly what it's saying about this P2647 code so you can get to the bottom of it.
So, first things first. Before we even think about grabbing a wrench or popping the hood, we have to understand the message. What is your Honda actually trying to tell you with this specific warning? Okay, rocker arm, oil pressure switch circuit, high voltage. Wow, that is a mouthful, isn't it? Let's just put that in plain English. All this really means is that there's a problem with the oil pressure in your engine's VTEC system. You know, that's the cool tech Honda uses to give you better performance. So it's not some random error, it's a very specific signal. Now, to really get this, we've got to zoom out just a little bit. Let's look at the system where this whole thing is happening. Understanding the why behind the warning is absolutely crucial before we jump into how to fix it.
I love this analogy because it just clicks. Seriously, think about it. Oil is the absolute lifeblood of your engine. So that makes oil pressure its blood pressure. And just like with us, it has to be just right. Not too high, not too low. This P2647 code, it's your car throwing up a huge red flag saying, hey, my blood pressure is off over here and we need to investigate. Okay, here we go. This is the heart of it all. We're going to walk through a super logical 4-step plan. And the key, the absolute most important part, is that we're starting with the easiest, most common stuff first. This is how you save yourself a ton of time and, let's be honest, probably some money too. Think of this slide as your game plan. It lays everything out perfectly. On the left, you've got the 4 usual suspects: low oil, low pressure, a bad wire, or a loose connection. And right next to them on the right, the fix for each one. We're about to tackle these one by one. And I gotta tell you, the order here is everything. We always start with the simple stuff. Is there even enough oil in the car? That's step 1. Only after we've confirmed that do we even think about moving on to things like pressure or wiring. Trust me, this process will save you so many headaches. So let's dive into cause number 1, the single most common culprit. You'd be amazed how often this whole drama is caused by something as basic as low engine oil. See, when the oil level drops, the system can't build pressure correctly, and that little switch sends out an SOS to the car's computer. And this is exactly why we start here. The fix could literally be this simple. Before you panic, before you call anyone, just do the 5-second check. Pull out the dipstick, see where the level is, and if it's low, top it off. So many times, that's all it takes to make that light go away. All right, but what if you check and your oil level is perfectly fine? So where do we go next? Well, the next logical suspect is the oil pressure itself. It's totally possible to have the right amount of oil, but if it's not pumping through the engine with enough force, you're gonna get the exact same P2647 warning. Now, the fix for this one gets a little more involved. It might be something straightforward, like a clogged oil filter that's blocking the flow. Or, in a more serious case, the oil pump itself could be on its way out. So you can see we're definitely leveling up in complexity here. Okay, so if your oil level is good and your pressure seems fine, it's time to shift gears and start thinking electrically. An open wire is exactly what it sounds like. There's a break somewhere in the circuit. If that wire gets damaged, the signal from the sensor just can't make it back to the computer, so the computer throws the error code. And the fix for this is pretty direct, at least in theory. You gotta find that broken wire and either repair it or replace it. The tricky part, of course, can be carefully tracing the wires to find out exactly where that break is. This leads us right to our 4th and final common cause. Sometimes the wire is perfectly fine, but the spot where it plugs in, that's the problem. A connection that's gotten loose over time or is a little corroded can cause just as much trouble as a totally broken wire. So where should you be looking for these bad connections? Well, there are 3 main places to check. First, the pressure switch itself. Makes sense, right? Second, the rocker arm oil control solenoid. That's basically an electronic gate that controls the oil flow. And third, the PCM, which is the main brain of your car. The solution here is all about being a good detective. You have to carefully check each one of those spots. Make sure the plugs are clean, snapped in tight, and aren't corroded. Sometimes just giving a connector a firm push is all it takes.
We have covered a ton of ground, from just checking your oil all the way to diagnosing electrical issues. And that brings us to a really, really important final point. Knowing when to say, you know what, this is the job for a pro. This is so crucial that I wanted to put the direct quote from our source right on the screen. If you get to any step in this process and feel like you're in over your head, the smartest, safest thing you can do is call a professional. There is absolutely no shame in that. It's about getting the job done right. So here's the bottom line. Having this knowledge is powerful. It might let you fix the problem yourself for next to nothing. Or at the very least, it lets you walk into a repair shop and have a smart conversation. But always remember, the goal isn't just to turn the light off, it's to make sure your car is safe and fixed properly. So there you have it, a clear step-by-step roadmap for figuring out Honda's P2647 code. That little light on your dash isn't so mysterious anymore, is it? Now you've got a plan. The only question is, are you ready to take control?